Good afternoon, this is Ben Masonheimer with Silver Seas Yachts, and today I'd like to walk you through one of my listings. This is a 2002 Sea Ray 340 Sundancer. At the bow we have a windlass anchor, spotlight, and the windlass anchor has foot controls. If you look down the side of the boat, it's kept very nice and shiny. Bottom paint is 2 years old. Prop shafts were done. The prop shaft seals were done on both shafts when the boat was out of the water for bottom paint. There is a bow pad that goes between these center rails here on the bow. Notice you have a window vent that opens up in your windshield there. Most of the isinglass has been replaced, so all of these panels have been replaced. The sides and backs have been replaced. They used the original frames, which is completely acceptable. I would say that in some areas the piping or the edging material is looking a little worn, like down here, but that's a really easy fix. So all of this has been redone. The only two panels that have not been redone are these ones. They chose not to do those because they don't look through them and they don't really, it doesn't really affect anything. Alright, you've got some rod holders around the back. There is a small dinghy with a 4-horse Taihatsu that goes with the boat, and it attaches here. You do have a swim ladder. For 2002, this boat is in really good shape. You have a hot and cold water shower here. You fuel the boat on either side here at the transom. Lots of storage. You have storage here, storage, 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 more storage there, and you have a storage underneath the wet bar there with the trash receptacle. The seating area here can be made out into a layout area. I don't know if they have the equipment to do that, but you can see the groove there where the table fits in. You can see there's a filler cushion here that goes in between. I just don't know if they have the pad, the double pad, once these two tables are down. Upholstery is in good shape. Definitely has a few more years left in it. It's still very nice and supple. Yeah, I would run that. There are a few little cracks in the creases, but all in all, it's pretty good. I might redo that one, but I don't know. Probably would just run it. You have a wine chilling ice box that drains out of the side here. Lots of updates have been done to this boat. These are new I believe MX Series JL Audio 6.5 inch speakers, and they sound amazing. Very good speakers. You have a 110 outlet, new carpet. Here's your trash receptacle, and that's accessed right through here. Ice maker. I don't know if they've ever used it in the time they've owned it. It still has the stickers on it. Most people don't use these, but it is there, and a nice thing to have. I think I'd probably switch it out for a refrigerator. I know they replaced this with a new sink and a new faucet. All the cup holders have been replaced and upgraded to stainless steel. You have more of the speakers here. Helm seats, again, very good condition. I don't see any rips or tears on these. They're not grimy. They're just in good shape. We have an older Raytheon RL70 Pathfinder GPS radar here. They talked about changing it. Luckily, the dash is set up for the newer style, so that's nice. But then again, they never really went too many places other than around the bay in Catalina, so it wasn't a big deal. This is old school. I don't think it's ever been turned on, but just gives you your GPS reading. You have your VHF radio. You have a Raytheon multi-gauge, which is giving you speed, time, depth. See all the bright work? It's in really good shape. Switches, they're all in good shape. We have an autopilot. That's the most important one to have, is the autopilot. And you can see the upgraded Clarion stereo here. You have a tilt helm. Nice cup holder here. There is a bolster so you can pop up the front of the seat, which is always a nice thing to do when you're underway, and tilt the wheel up. All the gauges are in great shape. None of them are cloudy. They're not pitted. Boat has about 590 hours on it on the 8.1s, and it's had extensive maintenance done to it. So all in all, this area, very serviceable. And again, you know, nice isinglass. It all rolls up and attaches here, so you can roll that on up. All right, let's go ahead and head downstairs. Okay, as we step down into the boat, you can see all the upholstery is very clean. The carpet's pretty good. They have this rug that's been made into a snap-in carpet. You'll always get this, you know, where it's not covered, you're going to have a little soiling. But if you have this vacuum, that's about $200. If you have it shampooed, that'll come right out, and it'll all look the same. But all in all, this is good carpet. It's not smashed, and even the parts, you know, when it's like this, other than a little staining under the fridge here, it all looks pretty good. You have another cover here, little seating area for putting on your shoes. There's a hanging locker behind this mirror. There's storage under the bed. Here in our galley, we have a TV that comes out and swivels, and then just storage everywhere, which is great. Never can have too much storage on a boat. Here's our panel. The boat has a generator. When they bought the boat, the generator had 17 hours on it. When I helped them buy it, now it has about 45 or so. The refrigerator, I believe, was replaced at some time. The reason I'm saying that is because most boats like this in the 2002 vintage will be all rusted out down here. And this one, it's not. And it's a newer style where, you know, you have less metal in this area to rust out. Again, all the knobs, no pitting or corrosion. It really shows pride of ownership on all the people that have owned this boat. I'm not sure how many owners it's had. I think they're the third owner. Here's your sink. Nice faucet. I believe that's original, but it's in really good shape. You have air conditioning and reverse cycle heating in this area. Stovetop's in great shape. I believe that's a retro. I think that's a newer stovetop. And it doesn't look like it's really been used. The reason I say that is usually the circles there, the white circles, with heavy use, those get some type of, either the white comes off or something sticks to them and you can tell that it's been used, but this is shiny all the way across. Lots of countertop space. I really like that on this boat. I like how it's at 2 levels, so you can do things here, kind of set it up here. Also, I'm 6'4", so of course a countertop that's more my height, that's always good. Headroom in here for me, 6'4", 6'4.5". I've got about 3 inches. And if I move forward, this little area right here, I have to duck for that, but all the way up to the bed, I've got good headroom. Let's see here. Another hanging locker. Storage under all of these seats in the midship cabin. They have their own opening porthole, and the backrest cushions come out. This slides, and this makes into a really nice queen berth. There is a privacy curtain that slides across. So that's this area. This is a great area. It's great for the kids. Now, I'll put a note in the video. I don't remember if this makes into a bed. I don't think it does. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's going to make a bed. There's going to be a filler cushion for that. So I guess I won't be putting a note on the video. Storage underneath, that's going to make another bed. So legitimately, if you double up, you've got 2, 4, and 6. Okay. Again, in the head, the sink has been replaced. I believe the faucet's original, but again, it's in really great shape. Why they replaced the sinks, there was nothing wrong with them, but as you saw in the galley sink, the bottoms of them, I don't care how nice the boat is or how great you take care of it, eventually that's going to pit. This is a vacuum flush toilet, so that's top of the line, porcelain toilet. And then you have a mirror over on this side. Now for showering, this faucet comes up, hooks here, the drop curtain drops down, and you're ready to go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for a moment and get these engine hatches open and show you why I like this boat so much. Alright, for our engine room, there's a switch at the helm. You push that, it comes up automatically. A lot of nice insulation under here that's in good shape. For 2002, this would have been state-of-the-art to have, no distributor, which is a good thing on a boat. You have one coil, those are right here on top of the valve cover. You have your coils. You have one coil per cylinder. The reason that the 7.4 was such a nightmare, 7.4 is a good motor. That's a 454 from Chevrolet, Marinized by Mercruiser or any of the other manufacturers. But those boats had a manifold system that had a riser that was double jacketed. So you had a wall, then space, and then another wall. And the gasket was also double jacketed down here. So what would happen is the gasket between the jacket and the internal tubing, that would leak and water would go down into the manifold. And the design of that head on the 454, the exhaust ports are pretty straight up and down. And what would happen is the salt water would leak in, go in, get on the valves, and most of these boats don't get used that often. The ones that got used all the time, it wasn't that big of a deal. But for boats that just sat around all the time, you get salt water on the valves and then they freeze up or they don't make compression. So this is a stainless steel, welded stainless steel, single thickness tube, and that was the main improvement other than horsepower and cubic inches and a way more advanced fuel injection system. Here's our V-drive transmissions. We've got our through hull fittings and sea strainers. That one looks a little dirty, but not bad at all. Everything looks pretty clean down here. It's cleaner than the last time that I was on it, and that was when I sold it to this owner. I've been on it since, but not really in the engine room. Here's your black water tank. Your exhaust comes out the back here. Notice all your steering gear back there. It's all in real good shape. Basically, it's it's good to go. I see a couple things like a little greening that hose clamp could be tightened. But this sea strainer, this heat exchanger here was rebuilt, and the one on the other side was replaced, and the whole cooling system on the boat has been gone through, and that's really a major expense of buying a new boat. So having that been gone through most of the way, I think it has one older water pump and one new, but the rest of the major cooling system parts have been serviced. Another thing, if you see here, this is the water heater, and a lot of times on older boats of this age it'll be all rusted out. Again, not the case here. There's a little rust on the screws in the side of the cover and a little seepage out of a valve right here, but it doesn't appear to be active and it all looks in good shape.